seen anything like this before, and I was shocked and in disbelief.
Denver police tracked down the man seen tackling Dinger during a Rockies game this week. We wondered, though, how did he get out of the stadium in the first place?
The snowmelt is already causing some problems in other parts of Colorado. Corey Reppenhagen tells us how it will affect the Front Range.
And reproductive care is now more protected in Colorado. Here are the difference 3 new laws will make. It's the video that has likely been seen countless times by people across the country. Tonight, the man in the video who's accused of tackling Dinger at Coors Field this week has turned himself in. It happened on Monday during the Rockies-Cardinals game.
Dinger was entertaining fans, as he always does. He was along the first baseline when the man tackled him. Here's 9 News Crime and Justice reporter Matt Jablow.
I'm a Dinger fan, absolutely.
For 4 days now, people all across Colorado have been asking what kind of person would attack a cute, cuddly, smiling triceratops whose mission is to spread good cheer throughout Coors Field.
Right, exactly. You're right. I don't know who in their right mind would do it.
We now have the answer. Denver police say late Friday afternoon, a 45-year-old man turned himself in connection to the attack.
I've never seen anything like this before.
It was near the end of Monday's Rockies-Cardinals game.
Dinger literally just came over and high-fived me.
April DeLeon was at the game with her boyfriend. During the 7th inning stretch, they were watching Dinger, the Rockies' longtime popular mascot, dancing on top of the Rockies' dugout. When Dinger turned around to wiggle his plump purple tail, a man jumped up and tackled Dinger to the ground, and April captured it all on her cell phone.
Shocking, disgusting, and I was feeling all sorts of emotions, and it was so bizarre and just so out of literally, like, I want to say left field, but I mean, it was right in front of my face.
Dinger's handler quickly intervened, and the suspect briefly went back to his seat.
He just seemed like he was, like, inebriated. I mean, he was wasted.
And after turning himself in, the man has now been cited for assault and disturbing the peace.
It was a beautiful game Monday night, so weather was gorgeous, and then that happened. It was so bizarre.
We are choosing not to name the man who turned himself in because it's a low-level offense. We asked police how the man got away when so many people saw what happened. They said they were not in the area at the time and did not know what happened until after the man had left. After the attack, Dinger got up and continued entertaining the crowd, though police say he was slightly injured. Kim and Alex?
Still, why? Like, that's my question. Do you have something going on in your life, or are you just a jerk? Because who does that?
I think April said it right. Bizarre.
Bizarre is right. And everybody look out for Dinger from now on.
Exactly.
All right.
We got your back, Dinger. Maybe April 14th, but it's been snowing a lot of the day, although most of it didn't stick around. It'll start falling in Denver, or it started falling in Denver around noon.
Here's what it looked like outside our station right now. It's cloudy, not the big fat flakes that we saw earlier, but Kathy's here to tell us what we can expect tonight and this weekend.
More of this.
More.
I know. I mean, I know you guys, it's cold and gray and rainy and kind of nasty out there, but it is still your Friday, and we're heading into a weekend that's going to be just terrific. And we actually need this moisture after a week with record high temperatures, critical fire weather, red flag warnings. This water, which could be 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain or snow, is going to be amazing. And in the high country, 4 to 8 inches of snow by the time the winter weather advisory expires at 9 tomorrow. The numbers in southern Colorado still in the 60s. We're in the mid-30s here in Denver, Greeley, Arvada, Aurora, and Commerce City. This system is going to begin to kind of pull away with high pressure coming in behind it, but the snow showers will continue out of the southwest. We have a rain-snow line of about 6,000 feet, so we're seeing some pockets of rain east of Lyman and out toward Akron. The rain-snow line around the Byers area and right over downtown Denver. Several inches of snow on the grass in areas like Parker, Aurora, Highlands Ranch, and down toward Castle Pines and Castle Rock. This is a trend that will continue throughout the evening, off and on through about 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we get a partly cloudy afternoon. Only isolated showers to worry about tomorrow. But temperatures are kind of bobbing all over the place, and that's why for a while you'll see snow, and then it warms up a couple of degrees, and then you get the rain again. So that's kind of, you know, what you've got out there. So I guess a rain jacket maybe just to be safe, because it's really wet, heavy snow when it does come down. And in Maine weather, we're going to detail how much more to expect tonight and look ahead to a milder, dry weekend.
This year's snowpack was higher than recent years, and now it's time for that snow to start melting. Parts of western Colorado are seeing the effects. School had been closed yesterday in Hayden near Steamboat Springs, and then today people were sandbagging to prepare for even more. Should the Front Range expect flooding this spring? Let's get to the guy with the answers, meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen. It actually starts in Greeley, where snowmelt flooding is more common.
Snowmelt flooding on the Front Range is not a common problem, but one place it is more likely is Greeley, because that's where all the rivers on the Front Range converge. All the water in the South Platte, Boulder Creek, St. Vrain, Big Thompson, and Cache La Poudre all eventually run through Greeley. There was last some minor flooding during the runoff of 2019, but that was a huge snow season. This year, snowpack in the Front Range mountains only peaked at average.
So looking at purely just, snowmelt, not like a rain on snow event, but just purely snowmelt, we really don't have much in the way of any concerns across the Front Range.
National Weather Service meteorologist Greg Hevener says that most of the snow in the Front Range mountains is above 10,000 feet, where colder temperatures lead to slower melt. When it's 80 degrees in Greeley, it could still be in the 40s where the snow is. The runoff on the Front Range can also be somewhat controlled because it runs into our numerous reservoirs first. And this year, our reservoirs have plenty of space to fill up.
So it does help control the flood, but again, if there's impacts going to be experienced by a flood, it's going to be between where the snowmelt's happening and actually routing to the storage facility, such as the reservoir.
Hevener says that most of the flooding issues on the Front Range come from rain in the mountains and not snowmelt. His biggest concern would be a large, warm rain system to happen during the runoff season from now until the first week of June. Meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen, 9 News.
And this system that's impacting the area today is not so much of a concern because it's cold enough where all the precipitation is falling as snow in the mountains.
A Pueblo County Sheriff's Department volunteer has been suspended pending an investigation. New video shows him holding down a homeless man while 2 other men beat him. A warning for you, this video we're about to show may be really tough to watch. This happened back in September. Doug Cullison performed a citizen's arrest on Alex Montoya. Montoya allegedly punched Cullison's wife. She was shooing him off the grounds of a school nearby. Doug Cullison takes Montoya to the ground and holds him there while one man takes a couple of swings. Then another man, who Montoya's lawyer describes as Cullison's son, Nate, who is an MMA fighter, arrives. Nate Cullison appears to take a running kick at Montoya and then beats him. A police report says when officers arrived, they saw Montoya with blood coming from his head and lip. But Cullison only told them he may have scraped his head during the citizen's arrest.
It's not okay for people to take the law into their own hands, because we expect our police to be properly trained to be able to de-escalate situations and to be able to identify people who may be suffering some sort of mental health episode and act accordingly.
Neither of the Cullisons responded to our request for comment about the video. The Pueblo Police Department is now investigating. The Commerce City mayor says he is working on traffic changes following a hit-and-run death of a 16-year-old girl on Tuesday. Police are still looking for the driver of a Dodge Magnum who hit Carolyn Kincaid when she was in the crosswalk at 76th near Monaco Elementary. Neighbors in that area say they've been asking for speed bumps for years. And today, the mayor says while the crash happened just outside the city limit, the city is still evaluating how to improve traffic safety, reduce driver speed, and increase enforcement in and around school zones. He adds that city officials are also reaching out to Adams County about collaborating efforts. The abortion pill, mifepristone, can continue to be sold and used for now by order of the U.S. Supreme Court. The White House asked the High Court today to decide whether the lower court rulings restricting the drug should be allowed to take effect. This afternoon's decision to keep the use of the drug legal is a temporary one, only in effect through Wednesday. Both sides of the issue are asked to weigh in on Tuesday. A Supreme Court decision is expected to come before that order expires. And today, Governor Polis signed a package of bills that will make Colorado more of a safe haven for abortion procedures and medications. This comes after bordering states of Wyoming and Oklahoma passed abortion laws. One of the 3 bills signed today blocks court summons, subpoenas, and search warrants from states trying to prosecute someone from coming to Colorado to have an abortion. A second bill outlaws deceptive practices by anti-abortion centers that act like clinics to try and convince patients to not get the procedure. And a third bill requires large employers to offer coverage for the total cost of an abortion.
Preventing or limiting easy access to abortion is about power and control. And here in Colorado, the voters were loud and clear. We support access to full range of reproductive care.
These new laws also allow people to come to Colorado to begin puberty blockers or receive gender-affirming surgery. Our neighbor Utah just okayed restricting transgender care for minors.
With the cut of a ribbon, Denver now has more affordable housing to offer residents. Denver's Department of Housing Stability took part in the grand opening of the 2 new communities in Central Park. The buildings on Uinta and Beeler Streets are made up of 217 apartments for residents with 30 to 60% of the area median income. All units have private patios or balconies, and the complexes have a playground and an indoor-outdoor club room. A movie theater that created so many memories for Denverites is now closed. We're revisiting what made the Continental so special.
And the days are numbered for a Denver brewery, which business is closing its doors just ahead.